day, viewers. Welcome to Brainstorm Tutor. My name is Sahid Ogundeji. What we have here, we want to solve these problems on plane geometry and circle geometry. This question is being abducted from WAEC past question 2011 question 4. Now, and most times, most students, once they see any question based on angles, circle geometry, or plane geometry, anything geometry in general, they get confused, they get scared. Let me tell you one thing. Plane geometry is one of the most simplest topic in mathematics. The only thing you need to know there is that you just have to know the trick. And what we have here, they ask us to find the value of y and x in this shape. They say that in the diagram, PQRST is a quadrilateral. They say that PT is parallel to QS. You can see PT is parallel to QS. Both of them are parallel line. A parallel line is a line that never touches and they move on a straight line, parallel with one another. And they say that what PTQ is equal to 42 degree, TSQ is 38 degree, and QSR is what 30 degree. And they gave us a question like this. Our aim is to just get the value of x degree and y degree. And always remember one thing, that we also always have what we call the transversal line. A transversal line is a line that cuts two parallel lines. For example, the transversal line that I have here is this line. This line here is a transversal line. This line QT is a transversal line, and it's very simple to what we have here. So they say that they have to calculate the value of x depending on the one you like. Also, that we can do. You can also say that this line CS is also a transversal line. So let me quickly first of all find the value of x. Remember, they gave us TS. I can just try to produce it to So I can produce it further. Remember, this is TS. There are many ways of doing this, but I can just make this. So if this angle here is x degree, there are some unknown angle that we need to look for, that they don't even ask us to look for it, but we just have to look for it. If this angle here is 38 degree, let's assume there's one angle here, let me call it A degree. I can say that A degree is also the same thing as 38 degree. The reason why there is, I'm going to say that corresponding angles are equal. So corresponding angles are equal. So this just what corresponding angles are equal. So I can have this A to be equals to 38 degree. So now if you look at this A degree, 42 degree, they all pass through this straight line from this point O. So now I won't even waste my time. I'll just say that to get the value of my x, I'll just say x plus 42 plus 38 equals to 180 degree. I'll give them the reason. The reason is sum of angles on a straight line. Sum of angles on a straight line. So I'm going to have x, this plus this, I'm going to have plus 80 degree equals to 180 degree. Then x equals to 180 minus 80. Therefore, my x is equals to 100 degree. You can see it's very simple. Within just 2 steps, I'm done. But you only need to learn the basic that you have there. So you have to learn all these alternate angles are equal. You must learn corresponding angles, adjacent angles, interiors, opposite angles. Those are the basic rules under plane geometry. And the next one, they asked me to remember, I've already have my x to be equals to 100 degree. Now, I'm not going to waste my time. If this space is what x is 100 and here is 38, I can easily find the value of this point. If this place is 30 degree, are you with me? I can get an angle here. I can say that if this place is 30 and this is 90, let me call this angle here B. Actually, they don't ask us to look for it, but we just need to look for it because this triangle QRS is a right angle triangle. And we all know the sum of angle in a right angle triangle is 90 degree. So this simply means that this angle B degree that we don't know, that we have to look for, I can say that B degree is equals to 90 minus 30 because sum of angle in a right angle must be equals to what's 90 degree. So just as if you can also do it this way, B plus 30 plus 90 equals to 180 degrees. Sum of angle in a triangle. We still get the same answer for the value of B. But to me, I'll just make my work so very fast. I'll just take away 90. I'll take away 30 from 90 to get the value of my B. So here I'm going to have 60 degrees. So here my B is automatically 60 degrees. And remember, this is a transversal line. And if you look at the angle we have here, this is an alternate angle to this. So if this angle here is 42, I can call this angle here M, and the value of M2 is going to be 42 degrees. The reason why is that alternate angles are equal. This one you have to give them this reason. Angles in a right angle. You can just say sum of angles in a right angle. So that's where we have been able to get my 60. Also, my M is equals to 42 degrees. You have to put the reason there. You can just say that alternate angle. Alternate angle. We can't find the value of my y like that because my y, my m, and b, they both fall on a straight line. I'm now going to say that my y plus m plus b equals to 180 degrees. The reason why, sum of angle on a straight line. Sum of angles on a straight line. So now, I'm looking for y. I know the value of my m to be equals to 42. I know the value of my this to be 60 equals to 180. Then therefore, y is going to be equal to 180. When you sum this plus this, I have 102, right? So I have minus 102. Then if I take away this, that's 8. And this one remain what? 7. That's 78 degrees. So that's what I'm going to have for that. I'm going to have my answer to be equal to 78 degrees for the value of y and 100 degrees for the value of x. As simple as that. So that is my solution for that here. That is solution for the question. Now, let's look at the second question. The second question based on circle geometry. We have more than 10 theorems on circle geometry. So you just have to know some basic of those theorems for you to accomplish this job. It's very simple, believe me, but just have to know the basic of the theorem. And nobody will ask you to state it, just learn how to apply those theorems. Now let's look at this question. They asked us to find this value. They asked us to find the angle RQS. They actually want us to find this angle. Those angles they ask you to find, label it. Like this one is a degree. I'm looking for it. I don't know it, right? But we all know that if you don't know this angle that we have here, we must know there are some angles that they don't ask us to find, but we just need to look for them, right? So I won't take my time here. I'm just going to say that this angle here is b degree. But according to y standard, just have to show them that this is angle PSQ. Just have to write it out. Like kind of what, so that to show you explanation. Now here, I already know that my angle PSQ is equals to half of angle POQ. What's the reason? Just say that the angles at the circumference, the angle at the circumference is half of angles at the center. So you have to give them the reason. So I can say that my angle PSQ is actually b degree is equals to half times 150. Then that is what? Half times 150, I'm going to have 75 degrees. Without wasting our time, this b here is going to be 75 degrees. As simple as that. So the next thing we just need to do now is that they ask me to find A. This is my A is my bone of contention. Are you with me? And this is a cyclic quadrilateral. We call it a cyclic quadrilateral that when we have what? A quadrilateral that is being inscribed in a circle. So this is a quadrilateral PSRQ that is being inscribed in this circle. And in order for me to find any of the side of a quadrilateral, according to a theorem that says that the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilaterals are what? Are supplementary. Supplementary angles are angles that their sum is equal to 180 degrees. So once they say that the opposite angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is supplementary, simply means the sum of this angle that I have here plus the sum of this angle that I have here, sum of both of them must be equals to what? They must equals to 180 degrees. So now what I have here, I won't waste my time. I'm just going to start. This is angle PSR. I mean that this angle PSR plus angle PQR equals to 180 degrees. I'm just going to tell them the reason. Opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral. Cyclic quadrilaterals are supplementary. opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilaterals are supplementary. This simply means that the sum of all what I have here plus the sum of this is going to give me 180 degree. So we are going to have 75 plus 40 plus 45, remember, plus 8 degree equals to what? 180 degree. Are you with me? Remember, there are many different approach to solve this. There are different ways of solving this. At the end, we must all arrive at the same answer. Now, let's look at this. I'm just going to sum up everything that we have here. I have 85. 85 plus 75. I'm going to have, we have 85. 85 plus what? 75. I'm going to 60, sorry. Plus 8 degree equals to 180. I have 8 degree equals to 180 minus 160, right? Then my 8 degree is equals to 20 degree. Remember, the value of my 8 degree is actually the angle they asked us to calculate, which is RQS, like what we have stated earlier. So therefore, my angle RQS is equals to what? 20 degree from the beginning of the question. So thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to like, share, and follow. Thank you very much. See you in our next video. Bye.